Hello, this is a video on sticking for snare drum, and specifically we're going to be focusing on when you're in simple time like 2/4, 3/4 or 4/4 time and you have one beat where it's a combination of 8th notes and 16th notes. So only 3 out of the 4 possible 16th partials, 16th notes are being played. And this tends to give players difficulties because teachers will often tell players who are learning percussion that they should always alternate their hands. So anytime they've used their right hand, the next hand they have to use is their left hand. That's not actually necessarily the most helpful way of going about things. The reason why they're telling you that is so that when you're playing music that is fairly simple, not very fast, not super physically demanding, they don't want you to always use your dominant hand to do everything, because then your non-dominant hand, whichever hand that is going to be developmentally way behind. And then later on down the road when you have to do hard stuff, you're not going to be able to use your dominant hand and your non-dominant hand as effectively as one another, because one of them's going to be way behind the other. So they want you to divide the workload evenly between your two hands so that each of your hands is getting a relatively equivalent amount of training to one another. So we are going to do that, but we're going to use a different method of sticking, not alternating. We're going to use what's called natural sticking, or sometimes it's called parallel sticking, and it's all going to be based on the 4 16th notes that you see right there, which will, for the intents of this video, and I'm going to mirror you, so this is my left hand, but it's going to be your right hand, and this is my right hand, but it's going to be your left hand. We're always going to be going right, left, 1 E and A. And that is how we're going to base everything that we're going to do. So here's the first example of the first rhythm that we're going to be working with, and you can see that it's an 8th note followed by 2 16th notes, which means the E of 1 is missing, so we're just taking that note out. So instead of 1 E and A, we're going to go 1 E and A. You can see that I played the missing note in the air, and then we're not even going to bother playing it in the air. We're just going to go 1 and A, 1 E and A, right, left, so that we're lined up to do the next beat with the right hand. That way we can always lead whatever's coming up next with the dominant hand, regardless of how difficult it is. So you can see with the second rhythmic example, right, left, or 1 E and A, now my right hand is ready to go for the next beat. And you can see with the third example, right, left, or 1 E and A, now my right hand is ready to go for the next beat. And even with the fourth rhythmic example, now the first note is missing, so it's right, left, or 1 E and A, rest E and A. Now my right hand is ready to go for the next beat. So this is a video on how we're going to apply that. We're going to learn that principle with a bunch of different exercises, and then we're going to apply it into some musical examples that you were likely to encounter in your sheet music. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the first example that we discussed in the overview, an example of putting 8th notes and 16th notes together in the same beat. So there's the example once again, an 8th note followed by 2 16th notes. And then we have the 4 16th notes superimposed underneath so that you can see how everything fits in together. So for all 4 of these examples, we're going to be doing a couple of different types of exercises. So here's how they're going to work for this first example. We have a 1-bar exercise where we have 4 16th notes in the first beat, a quarter note in the second beat, and then we have our example, which in this case is an 8th note and then 2 16th notes in the third beat, and then a quarter note on the fourth beat. The nice thing about that is we take the example from the first beat of going right, left, 1 E and A, so that we can apply that motion to the example of combining 8th notes and 16th notes together that we're doing in the third beat. We're just taking out that one missing note. So that's how the first exercise works. The second exercise is a 2-bar exercise, and what we have in that exercise is quarter note on beat 1, 2 8th notes on beat 2, our example on beat 3, and then a quarter note on beat 4. Then in the next bar, 4 16th notes on beat 1, 2 8th notes on beat 2, our example again in beat 3, and then a quarter note on beat 4. So we're going to try out that first 1-bar exercise, and we're going to do it at 76 beats per minute. We're going to do it 4 times. The first 2 times I'm going to count out loud, and then the next 2 times I'm going to say the sticking out loud. And I'm going to count it off before each time we do the exercise, since we're not working with a repeat sign today. So here we are, 76 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, and 4. this time, and go. And right, left, right, left, right. Right, right, left, right. Again, 2, 3, and 4. And right, left, right, left, right. Right, right, left, right. Okay, and now we're going to do the 2-bar exercise. We're also going to do it 4 times, twice with counting, and then twice with the sticking. Still at 76 beats per minute. And 1, 2, ready, and go. And 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. 1, and a 2, and 3, and a 4. Again, 2, ready, and go. And 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. 1, and a 2, and 3, and a 4. Now sticking this time. Ready, and go. And right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Again, 2, sticking again. And right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Alright, so if we were feeling pretty good about how those first 2 exercises went, we'll do them again, a little bit faster this time. So here's the first exercise, just the 1-bar exercise that we just did, except we're going to do it at 104 beats per minute. Otherwise, we're going to do it the same way. I'm going to mirror you, so this is the right hand, this is the left hand, and I'm going to do it 2 times with counting out loud and 2 times with the sticking. So 104, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4. We're sticking this time, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right. And here is our 2-bar exercise now. And as usual, we'll do it twice with counting and then twice with sticking. Here we go, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. 1 and a 2, and 3, and a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. 1 and a 2, and 3, and a 4. Now with sticking. Ready, and right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, so here is rhythm example number 2, and we've got 2 16th notes and then an 8th note, so the opposite of rhythmic example number 1. We still have the 16th notes superimposed underneath, and we're going to do these next 2 exercises in the same format that we did the last 2 exercises in. So here's the first exercise, 16th notes and a quarter note, and then our rhythmic example, and then the quarter note. We're going to do it 4 times, twice with counting and twice with me saying the sticking. And I will be mirroring you, so this is going to be the right hand, this is going to be the left hand. 76 beats per minute to start. 1, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and 4. We're sticking this time. Ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. Alright, and here's our second exercise. So once again, we've got quarter note, 2 8 notes, our rhythmic example, and then a quarter note. Then 16th notes, 2 8 notes, our rhythmic example, and then quarter note. Twice with counting, and then twice with sticking, still at 76. 1, 2, ready, and go. And 1, 2, and 3 E and 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E and 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and 4. We're sticking this time. Ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Alright, so if we're feeling pretty good about how those 2 exercises just went, we're going to crank up the tempo a little bit. We're going to do both of them at 104 beats per minute this time. So here's our first exercise. We'll still do it with 2 times I'll say the counting and then 2 times I'll say the sticking, and I'm still going to mirror you. So this is the right hand, this is the left hand. So we've got our 1-bar exercise out, and we're doing 104 beats per minute this time. 1, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and 4. We're sticking this time, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. Alright, and here's our 2-bar exercise. Same as before, 2 times with counting, 2 times with sticking. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E and 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E and 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and 4. And now with sticking, 1, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right. Alright, so here is our third rhythmic example. Up here we have the 16th note, then the 8th note, then the 16th note. This is the right, left, left one. 1 E, and we have the 16th note superimposed underneath. And we're going to do these 2 exercises exactly the same way we did the last 2 exercises. So here's the first exercise, 16th notes, then a quarter note, then our example, then a quarter note. We're going to do it 4 times, twice with counting, twice with me saying the sticking, and I'm going to mirror you once again. So this is the right hand, this is the left hand, starting off at 76 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E a 4. Sticking now, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right. Okay, and now we've got our second exercise, which is laid out exactly the same way as before. Quarter note, 2 8th notes, pattern, quarter note. 16th notes, 2 8th notes, pattern, quarter note. We're going to do it 4 times, 2 times with me saying the counting, and 2 times with me saying the sticking. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E a 4. We're sticking this time. Ready, and right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. Alright, and if you're feeling pretty confident with those 2 exercises, we'll do them again and faster this time. So here is our musical example. Here are the 16th notes superimposed underneath. And here's the first exercise that we just did at 76. This time we're going to do it at 104 beats per minute. Same way though, I'm going to count the counts twice, and then I'm going to say the sticking twice, and I'm going to mirror you. So this is the right hand, this is the left hand, and here we are at 104. 1, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E a 4. We're sticking this time. Ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right. Alright, and now we're going to do the second exercise. So we got the quarter, 2 8th notes, pattern, quarter, 16 notes, 2 8th notes, pattern, quarter. Twice with me saying the counting, twice with me saying sticking. And here we go. 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E a 4. Again, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E a 4. We're sticking this time. Ready, and right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. Again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. Okay, and finally we have our fourth musical example. So we have a 16th rest and then the 3/16, and we still have the 4/16 notes superimposed underneath. So we're going to do the same format of the two exercises that we just did for the other three examples. So here is the first exercise. We've got 4 16th notes and a quarter note, and then a 16th rest and 3 16th notes and then a quarter note. And we're going to do it at 76 beats per minute, just as before, 2 times with counting, 2 times with sticking, and I will mirror you. This is the right hand, this is the left hand. 76. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4. Again, 2, ready and go, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4. We're sticking this time. Ready and go, and right left right left right, left right left right. Again, 2, ready and go, and right left right left right, left right left right. All right, on to the next exercise now. Same format as before. We got a quarter, 2 8th notes, our example, and then a quarter note, and then 16th notes, 2 8th notes, our example, and then a quarter note. 2 times with counting and 2 times with sticking. Still at 76. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4. Again, 2, ready, and go, and 1, 2, and 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4. Alright, with sticking this time, 2, ready and go, and right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Again, 2, ready and go, and right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Okay, and if you're feeling pretty good about how those two exercises just went, let's try them faster now. So 104 beats per minute. Here is the first exercise, the 1-bar exercise, and we're going to do it as before, 4 times total. The first 2 times I will say the counting out loud, the next 2 times I will say the sticking out loud, and as usual I am mirroring you. So this is your right hand, and this is your left hand, at 104 beats a minute. Here we go, 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4, and again, 2, ready and go, and 1 E and a 2, 3 E and a 4, with sticking this time. Ready and go, and right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and again, 2, ready and go, and right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, and here is our 2-bar exercise. We'll do it the same way, still at 104 beats per minute, 4 times total, 2 times with counting, 2 times with sticking. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3 E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4, and again, 2, ready and go, and 1, 2, and 3 E and a 4, 1 E and a 2, and 3 E and a 4, with sticking. Now, ready, and right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, and again, 2, ready and go, and right, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Okay, so we're going to get into some intermediate level exercises now, where we're no longer just focusing on one example of 8th notes and 16th notes combined together into the same beat at a time, but we're putting more of those examples together into the same exercise. All these exercises are 3 measures long. So here's the first one. We're going to do it at 76 beats per minute, and we're going to do it twice with counting and then twice with me saying the sticking, and I will mirror you. So this is the right hand and this is the left hand. Once again, at 76. 1, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2, and 3 E and a 4, and 1 and a 2 E and 3 and 4, and 1 E, a 2 and 3, and again, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2, and 3 E and a 4, and 1 and a 2 E and 3 and 4, and 1 E, a 2 and 3. And with sticking now, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, so here's the first intermediate level exercise again. This time we're going to do it faster, 104 beats per minute, and we are going to do it twice with counting and twice with sticking. And this is your right hand, my left hand. This is your left hand, which is my right hand. And I'm doing it backwards so that you can see it forwards. 104. 1, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 a 2 and 3. And again, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 a 2 and 3. With sticking now, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. And again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Alright, so here is our second intermediate level exercise. Once again, 3 measures long. We're going to start it off at 76 beats per minute, 2 times through with me saying the counting, 2 times through with me saying the sticking, and I will mirror your sticking. So this is your right hand, and this is your left hand. And let's give it a go. 76. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2e and 3 and 4e and a 1, 2e, a 3 and 4 and 1e and a 2 and 3. And again, 2, ready and go. And 1 and a 2e and 3 and 4e and a 1, 2e, a 3 and 4 and 1e and a 2 and 3. And we're sticking now. Ready and go. And right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right. And again, 2, ready and go. And right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, so exercise number 2 for intermediate level. Once again, here it is. And we're going to do it at 104 beats per minute this time, twice with the counting, twice with the sticking, just as before. I will mirror you. This is your right hand, this is your left hand. 104. 1, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2e and 3 and 4e and a 1, 2e, a 3 and 4 and 1e and a 2 and 3. And again, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2e and 3 and 4e and a 1, 2e, a 3 and 4 and 1e and a 2 and 3. With sticking now, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right. And again, 2, ready, and right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, and here is our third intermediate level exercise. It is 3 measures long, just like the other 2 that we've already done. And we're going to try this one out at 76 beats per minute first. I'm going to do it 4 times total. You can do it with me. And the first 2 times I'm going to say the counting out loud, and the next 2 times I'm going to say the sticking out loud. And as usual, I am mirroring you. So this is your right hand, and this is your left hand. And here we go. It's 76 beats a minute. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1e and 2 and a 3e and a 4 and a 1e and 2 and a 3e, a 4e and a 1 and 2e, a 3. And again, 2, ready and go. And 1e and 2 and a 3e and a 4 and a 1e and 2 and a 3e, a 4e and a 1 and 2e, a 3. And we're sticking this time. Ready and go. And right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. And again, we're sticking again and go. And right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right. Okay, so here's intermediate exercise number 3 again. This time we're going to do it faster at 104 beats per minute. 2 times with the counting, 2 times with the sticking. This is the right hand, this is the left hand, so I'm mirroring you as per usual. And here we go. 1, 2, ready, and 1e and 2 and a 3e and a 4 and a 1e and 2 and a 3e, a 4e and a 1 and 2e, a 3. And again, 2, this time, ready, and right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And again, 2, ready, and go. And right, left, right, 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 left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And finally, here's intermediate exercise number 4. And it's 3 bars long, just like the rest of them. We're going to do it the same way. First at 76 beats per minute, 4 times. 2 times with me saying the counting, 2 times with me saying the sticking. I will mirror you. So this is the right hand, this is the left hand. Intermediate exercise number 4 at 76 beats per minute. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, E, a 1, 2, and 3, E, and a E, and a 1, 2, E, a 3. And again, 2, ready, and go. And 1, and a 2, and a 3, E, and 4, E, a 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, E, and a 1, 2, E, a 3. With sticking this time, ready, and go. And right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. And again, last time with sticking, and go. Right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Okay, so here is intermediate exercise number 4 again, and we're going to do it 4 times as usual. I will mirror you, so this is the right hand, this is the left hand. As usual, it will be 2 times with me saying the counting, 2 times with me saying the sticking. And here we go, at 104 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, and 1, and a 2, and a 3, and 4, E, a 1, 2, and 3, E, and a 4, E, and a 1, 2, E, a 3. And again, 2, ready, and 1, and a 2, and a